Welcome back to the channel and thank you for always coming by. I have a very interesting edition today. Well, of course I keep saying all my editions are interesting, but I believe each of them is interesting in its own special way. Like today, what is happening, especially in Kenya? Life has become very difficult. I don't know what is happening. Everything is expensive. Just to attain 3 meals in a day is becoming a problem. Of course, money is not enough. Right now, if you have 1,000 shillings, the only things you can buy are quite countable. Maybe a packet of 1 kg sugar, if you want to balance it out with maybe half a liter of cooking oil, and then maybe vegetables, a quarter kg of meat, and that is just breakfast and supper and lunch. And 1,000 shillings is gone just like that. But you can make your situation better. And that is why I'm doing this edition, because I'm convinced that, don't mind him, he's keeping me company here. I'm convinced that there are things we can do to buffer these situations. Don't you think so? I'm convinced they are. Like right now, I have 10 ways that people, especially people who are working 8 to 5 jobs, 10 ways for people who are not embarrassed and people who are not afraid. This is for people who feel like they can do anything to remain afloat. You know, this season will come to pass. We will not suffer like this for so long. But what can you do in your capacity so that you are able to survive these times until things become better? So this is one of the ways that actually I'm going to do 10 things you can do. Whether you are working, whether you are employed or you lost your job or you are just trying to do things to remain afloat, then this is one of the things. I'm going to do 10. So this is number 1. Today is number 1. And I'll do them every day so that you find one or the other that can suit your situation. So these are the tools of trade. This thing you are seeing me fumble with in my hand is one of the tools of trade that you need for this particular one that I'm going to show you today. But this one needs courage. If you're a shy person, then you may not manage these things that I'm going to share. So this is the first one. You need such a protective cloth, because this one is going to help you present yourself as someone who is focused, someone who is keen on hygiene. Yes, so, but you don't really need to go to lengths to make this one. You can even buy a simple apron from Tumba in town, and then it will just work. Then of course you need to cover your hair, especially if you're a woman with long hair. You just know, like this. Matters food really need you to be hygienically clean. And then the hustle itself is this one. This one here. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Yeah, I believe you are ready, because if you've managed to watch this video up to this point, I believe you are ready. So we'll just get on to it. I want to teach you how you can make ends meet, you know. Of course your salary is not enough, because by the time you're watching this video, you are interested in knowing how you can make extra money on the side, even as you work your 8 to 5 job. So this is the hustle. The hustle is boiling maize after work, before you go to work, and also roasting maize. So stick here so that you see how you can go about it. And this hustle is not capital intensive. You actually need less than 2,000 shillings to start this hustle. You don't believe that? Just stick here so that you see the things you need. And then if you are serious and not embarrassed, by tomorrow evening you will be dancing like me to the bank. So item number 1 you need is something like this. You need such a simple stool that you can use to sit on. In Luo we call this one ten. So you need something like this so that you can use to sit as you hustle. And before I continue, of course you need a good site in town. You need a very busy street, you know, just beside the road where there are so many foot, what are they called, pedestrians, people who are walking on foot, because those are your main target. They are your main target because they are the ones who usually buy. But of course, wait, I want to chase the go away. They are your main target, you know, people who use the road. So you just get a stool like this one and juxtapose yourself next to the road where people are passing, and a lot of courage, otherwise you will not make it. Yes, if you can get a similar stool like this one, well and good, but this one is too high. That is why you need something like this one. We call a 10. Yes. And then you need a jiko. You need a jiko like this one. There are so many jikos in the market. Some even range from as low as 400 shillings. Some of which you can get from your house or your relatives or your friends' places. You know, you do not have to buy everything. But we'll sit down at the end of this video so that we tally and we get the total amount of money that you need to start this hustle. So of course you need a jiko, you need such a stool. I'm going to use this tool to put my things, but you don't really need it because you don't need so much things on the street. This is a hustle that you're going to do after work, and you'll be working there for up to maybe 9 p.m. at night, so you do not want a lot of luggages. Of course, with time you'll create rapport with your neighbors so that you find a place to store your things in the evening, so you do not have to carry them back and forth from your house. Yeah. Then you also need a broom like this one so that your working space is clean. You know, when you are on the streets, usually there's a lot of dirt, so you need to work on a clean space, especially now that you're going to be handling food. Yes, so a broom like this one goes for around 80 to 100 shillings. And then you'll also need to be very proactive. This means that you have to wake up very early in the morning or late in the evenings after you are done from work before you get to the hustle. You go to people's shambas or you go to the market so that you go to buy green maize. Right now we are in the season of, it is the maize season in Kenya. You find that there are a lot of options for you in the shamba. So you just have to be someone very proactive and energetic and someone who can be in a position to motivate themselves. Don't wait for motivation from other people. You may never get it. So it's either you go to the market or you go to people's shamba and then you are able to get maize like these ones. So right now you'll be able to buy maize at a very good bargain. Let me show you. Because it is the maize, we are in the maize harvesting season. You know, people who planted maize quite earlier in the year are now harvesting their maize. So you can get such like maize for 3 shillings. I mean three maize cobs at 20 shillings. These ones you are going to be selling each at 25 to 30 shillings. So you can work out the math. It will not be in vain. You'll find something to take home at the end of the day, and you'll be back in this channel to tell me your experience. So you can get these ones at 3 for 20. In other farms, if actually you walk to the farms, you can be able to find a better bargain. You know, from the shamba you can find even a piece for 5 shillings. That means that for 20 shillings, for 20 Kenyan shillings, you can get a 4, which is very good. If you're going to sell these ones at 25, actually where I stay in Kisumu, they sell maize currently a cob at 30 shillings, half of it at 15 shillings. So of course you're going to make your money back, but you just need to push yourself. You just need not to be embarrassed. You need a lot of courage and confidence, and then day 1, day 2, day 3 may be very difficult, but you'll get used to it as you continue. Yeah. So like right now, I'm in someone's maize plantation, and you can see most of the maize are almost mature for harvesting. Some people are harvesting theirs already. Most people are having theirs at this stage, and even the birds have started eating up on them, so you know they are ready. they are ready or just almost ready. Yes, that is it. That is it. Then you need a jiko. You need a jiko like this one. This one is just an ordinary jiko. Then now you need charcoal. You need charcoal. So you do not have to have a lot of charcoal for a start. You can just buy a tin or two as you start, so that you see how the hustle picks, and then slowly by slowly you can add more charcoal. That's so charcoal, of course, is for roasting the maize. And then something that I like to mention is that if your pocket allows, you can go an extra mile and buy this. This is a cling, what is it called? A cling film that you can use to wrap the boiled maize for people who want to carry it away. Because as you know, in Kenya, paper bags were banned some years back. So the only way you can wrap this boiled maize for someone, you know, boiled maize usually drips from the water that was used to boil it. So you do not want your customer to go away with something that is making either their things they are using from their work, maybe books and what have you. You do not want them to go wet, and you want them to have faith in you, so that every time they pass there, they can buy maize from you. So you can go an extra mile and buy this one that you'll use to wrap the boiled maize for people who want to take it away. And then the other option is this is called an aluminium foil. They come in very many packages, and there are even very small ones like this one, the economy size that you can use for your hustle as you start. So these ones are just things that will make your business stand out, because you want to do it differently, like someone who's gone to school. Yes, there has to be a difference. Someone literate, that is what I mean. Of course, I'm not trying to look down upon people who have never had a chance to go to school, but you know, your business has to stand out. Otherwise, there's just no way around it. Yes. So as we wait for the fire to be ready, you'll realize that day 1, you'll be shy. Day 2, a little bit shy. Day 3, you'll be courageous enough to continue with your trade. By day 4, you'll be buying things passing on the road. In fact, when you get into this kind of a side hustle, you'll be eating a balanced diet every day. Trust me. Street food is fairly cheap. And then there's comrade power. So someone on your side is selling bananas. Yourself, you're selling maize. Someone else is selling eggs. By the time you are done, you get back to your house at 9 p.m. You've eaten a full, a balanced diet. And then it's a win-win situation. You also need a net like this one, a wire mesh, so that you use it to put over the jiko. And this is where you'll be roasting your maize from. Like that. So now, as we wait for the jiko to, I've just put charcoal on it. You know, these are things that you have to calculate. It means that as soon as you get to your hustle, the first thing that you do is assemble, clear your space, and then of course you light the jiko. If you have someone on the side, usually there are other people who are doing such kind of trades. You'll not be alone. You'll find either someone doing something else like smokies, or someone else is doing boiled eggs. So you can borrow already fired charcoal from them, maybe a piece or two. Then now you just put it on your jiko, and then it lights up very fast. So this one is almost ready. It is almost ready. As soon as it is ready, then we'll have to start the trade. So I've seen people do this kind of hustle. There are some people who do it from morning to evening. If you pass some towns in Kenya, like some place called Rwanda, you'll find people roasting maize from morning to evening. Technically, that is what they do. And if you take time to talk to these people, you realize that some of them are not selling maize because they really want to do it. They are doing it because of circumstances like losing their jobs, trying to remain afloat because times are hard. You'll find that some of these people are working night jobs. There are people, I've talked to a lady in Rwanda who works in a club at night. He serves people up to around maybe midnight, and then she goes to sleep. In the morning, she wakes up early, goes to the market, and then she buys maize. Then she sets up her station at around 7:37 in the morning. If you are a regular on that road, on the highway, Rwanda Busia Road, you'll spot some of these people. And then, coming to look at it, how much money do they get? For example, if someone bought three maize cobs at 20 shillings and you're going to sell each one of them at 30, that is good profit. You can end up carrying, depending on how many you sell in a day, you can even have 1,000 shillings clean profit in a day. Then you, of course, you exclude your expenditure, maybe 200 shillings on the higher side per day. That is 800 shillings in a day doing such casual jobs that not many people will be ready to take up. So that is hustle number one. You can do it from morning to evening if there is nothing else you are doing, or if you want to substitute your income. No, not to substitute. You want to supplement your income, then you can do it in the evening. In the morning may be quite tricky because you need to get to work. Can be done. That is 5 hours of making 800 shillings. And right now, if you ask someone to help with even 500 shillings, it's not easy. People don't have money. Yeah, so I leave you with that. And in case day one you don't sell anything, you should not be afraid. Just carry whatever is remaining home. So stop buying bread for the children. Just let children munch maize with tea for breakfast, and then day 2, day 3, by day 4 you should be selling everything and laughing all the way to the bank. Adios.